Welcome, ladies.
Woo! It's just me.
Nikki, Bella, where's Lana? Oh, well, Nikki.
Lana, what's up?
Hello.
Nikki, welcome.
She got stuck, I think, in traffic or something.
You guys
that
didn't
right?
come together?
No, we were together earlier, and then we got separated, and so I think she might have had, I don't know, phoners in the car or something.
Are you tag team champions?
What?
Lana and I think we're the future tag team champions.
I have to ask, because the wrestling fans like it, that I always ask the basic, because I'm not as familiar, so I ask the basic questions.
There's this Instagram that I have seen a lot over the past 6 months, and that's their hope and dream is to have Lana and I tag champions.
Okay. Is that right?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
crazy. They Photoshop us and all this stuff together, and
So you are, you're not done wrestling.
No, I'm not done. I definitely want to come back. I'm right now have to take time to heal, and I don't know how long that will be.
What happened?
I have a slight herniation above where I had surgery. So if there's any further impact, then that's going to get fully herniated, and we know that's surgery again. So I have to take time and chill and let that heal. And you never know how long that can take. But I'm hoping by the time I heal, my sister has already popped that baby out and is back in Brie mode shape, and we could take it, come back as a tag team and have some fun.
Did you get engaged?
I did.
Who's your fiance? Is he a wrestler?
Just, this guy, this sweet guy named John Cena.
Oh, okay. John Cena. I like
John
Cena. Yeah.
He's
Cool.
just,
Did you, how much of a feeling did you have that it was coming? Because I had the feeling it was coming, right?
Well, I heard all the speculation.
Right.
I heard everything. I knew about the prop bets. But you know what? It was funny. My sister, my mom and I were talking, and I was like, John would never do this. He's a private person. There's no way that he would propose to me in front of all these people. And I was actually kind of embarrassed how many people were asking me about it, because I'm like, here it is again. Everyone's going to think I'm going to get proposed to, and I'm not.
Because he proposed to her after their match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So they won a tag match.
WrestleMania just happened.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and if you go back and look at John's entrance, he gets surprised when he's in the ring. Well, his mom was ringside, and John and I had no idea she was going to be at the event. She's never seen him wrestle live ever. So
Why
he
not?
was
Does she not like it?
No, she just, she doesn't travel a lot.
Okay.
And she likes to give John his space when it comes to WWE and likes to watch on TV. That's always her thing. So she's right there ringside, and we had to go over and give her a hug. So even when he grabbed the mic after the match, I'm like, in my head, I go, what a swerve. Everyone thinks he's going to propose, and he's going to be like, all the years I've been at a WrestleMania and a show, my mom has never sat ringside, and here she is. I'm thinking this is what's going to happen. And then when he goes Nicole and goes on to talk, I'm like, me? I couldn't even breathe right. If you go back, I'm breathing so heavy, and I don't know.
How do you know it's not just a part of the show, though? All of a sudden you'll show up to the church and you'll be like, what are you doing?
Oh, yeah. Were you worried that he was he had proposed to you, and then you're going to get backstage, and he's like, that was a good, that's good for the crowd, right?
No. The one thing is John and I's love is so real, and I couldn't even listen to the crowd because I was so lost in his eyes and the words he was saying.
So I feel it's him.
Yeah, right? And it was a very real moment. And I think what's cool too is that ring is home for John and I. WWE is our family. It's our home. No matter where we go in life, that is home. And there was something that felt so right and perfect when he proposed to me. This is where we met, and we have built a lot of memories, and I don't know. It just felt so perfect.
Well, for you, yeah, you guys, you do wrestle. It makes a lot more sense than somebody who's a regular guy putting on the scoreboard at a Met game.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Or hey, we're at a basketball game, and this is my favorite team, but my wife doesn't care, and so I'm going to propose. We won a match. Listen, think of what I could tell Brie's kids, hey, so I won this match. I got to be at WrestleMania, and he proposed.
Who is Brie?
My twin
I don't in here.
My twin sister. She's about ready to pop.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is she married?
She is. To Daniel Bryan. You might not know him.
We've interviewed Daniel.
Okay,
I like Daniel.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been in here before, too.
Didn't he retire?
Yeah.
He did, okay.
Yeah.
So she's having a baby. That's great. Is that her first one?
Yeah, first.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Birdie Joe, baby girl.
Oh, they checked before.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
A lot of people now are not. More and more people are not.
I'm
figuring
starting
out
to
the
hear
gender,
that. Yeah, I
which
think
is
it's
crazy.
reversing now.
Yeah.
They want the
know.
surprise of it, but it's easier to get, you can kind of get settled in and you know what you're going to have. You
We
pick
found
a
out
name.
immediately.
You did?
Yeah,
Yeah.
as soon as we could. Yeah, you have to.
Why not?
Because you pick a name, you buy clothes, you decorate the room.
Although for a baby, does it matter? Aren't the clothes kind of, do they go boy and girl when you're that young?
Oh, it's so fashionable now. You have super trendy girl stuff and guy stuff. Like Brian had to give me a talk of like, because he's very against consumerism, and he's like, look, you can't just buy Birdie a ton of stuff. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah, I am. Like I'm her Auntie Coco, but he like tries to put rules on me. He doesn't want her to see my dressing room. I'm like,
who's Brian?
My
She just told
sister's
you.
husband.
Isn't his name Daniel Bryan?
So the Bella fam is John and I, and then Brie and Brian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan, but sorry, I call him Brian.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's his real name.
Did you ask John if he was going to propose to you at WrestleMania based on the fact that there was so much speculation?
You know, it's so funny. A few weeks before, I go, have you seen what's been online? And he goes, no, what? And I'm like, everyone thinks you're going to propose to me at WrestleMania, because I'm like, how am I not going to ask him?
Right.
And he goes, well, that means we're telling a good story, kid. And I was like, yeah,
Is that what he said to you? That's great.
Because we're in the middle of this story, and Miz and Maurice, are throwing in my face about not getting married. So I was like,
It
wow,
really was.
good point.
The whole build-up, you didn't see, the whole build-up to this match for WrestleMania was the bad guys were telling Nikki that she was never going to get married. John Cena it was like the most personal, real,
Very
nasty.
real.
It was great television.
How long have you
Yeah.
been dating? Or how long were you dating?
4.5 years.
Oh, that's not
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
Is Miz a good guy or a bad guy?
Oh, he's a bad,
Bad
guy.
guy.
Is he?
Oh,
I love
yeah.
him.
I mean, he's the best, but he's a bad
Yeah.
guy. So you got to get married on TV now. Because you got the reality show.
Yeah, I do. And so, I'm going to have to put some thought into that. I'm not going to say an immediate yes. Because the one thing is I don't want to take away the most special, important day of my life. I want it to truly be special and all that stuff. And I would love to showcase that on TV. So we'll have to just think and talk about it.
Have you ever been married before?
Well, kind of.
What do you mean, kind of?
What's kind of?
So it's a long story, and if you would have saw season 1 or 2 of Total Divas, my parents had to find out for the first time on camera, which they were not too happy about. But so my high school sweetheart, he joined the military, and he I thought that, okay, if I marry him, maybe he won't have to go to war or blah, blah, blah. It was so stupid. And what were we, 19?
Why'd you think you wouldn't go to war? That's amazing.
I don't know. I thought oh, wait, they're not going to let a married man go to war.
No married man.
But this is an 18-year-old Ted, right?
Wow.
And we drove to Vegas and got married and didn't tell anyone.
You did no research on that, though. It's
At
just
all.
it makes sense to
It
me.
makes sense.
That if we were
why
married.
would they do that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, you were married?
Oh, yeah.
Lana just walked in, by the way.
Yes.
Yay, she made it.
I was just asking if she had ever been married before. I didn't know if she'd been married before.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah. I was 19.
She had a good
But it
reason, though.
didn't count. Vegas,
Oh,
no
that's
one
cool.
knew except for Brie.
Nice.
And no one knew up until 3 years ago.
Did you get it annulled or just divorced?
Yes.
Yeah, annulled.
Well, actually, it was a simple divorce, I think is what they called it. Because
that
I
mean?
waited past a year, so I couldn't get it annulled, I guess.
Oh. So you were married
So-
for a year.
I was 2.
Can you do
But
it?
I only saw him 5 times after that. So I was like,
It's
because
kind of
guess
cool,
what? He
though,
went
that
off to war.
Even though he was married?
He went to.
I
He
was
went to war.
Yeah,
Whoa,
that's what
there's
in my
so much information
19-year-old
going on right
head.
No.
My 19-year-old head, I thought I was doing right.
I
by
feel like
him
it's
and our-
really cool
yeah.
though that you got married in Vegas. I always kind of in the
Yeah.
back of my pocket would be like,
I was in
oh.
Uggs, my hair was thrown up, no makeup,
Nice.
and it was Elvis.
I think that's the greatest reason I've ever heard because they won't send a married man to war. Meanwhile, all these letters that have gotten written back over the years.
Yeah.
I miss you, baby.
That's how young and naive I was. Oh my
Are you
gosh.
married? You got a giant ring.
Yes, I am married. I had 2 weddings. I'm married to the Bulgarian brute Rusev.
Is he a wrestler?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Yes.
He's
He's
the
the
big
best.
Bulgarian brute, the big bad guy.
And you
Yes.
met him wrestling.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I actually met him on my first day in NXT, on my first day of starting in NXT. So
So do you marry wrestlers just because, obviously they're in good shape and they're like the type of guys that you're around them all the
Yeah.
time. I guess an accountant would have a hard time dealing with your life,
Yeah.
definitely.
Well, we're around each other a lot, but I like to, I guess this is going to be a girl thing, but I believe in fate too. So I think it brought us here and we met each other. But we are around each other over 300 days a year.
Right.
Right.
So there's a lot of couples at WWE. Look at Total Divas alone. You have Renee and Dean Ambrose, you have Trinity and John, and you have Brie and Brian, and Lana and Rusev, and John and I, and Miz and Maurice. Everyone is like a wrestling couple.
Yeah. Charlotte was in here, and Jim was trying to figure out if, maybe he had a shot with any of the wrestling women.
Yeah.
But Charlotte just said that a lot of them were unfortunately coupled off already.
Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't she single?
She's single.
And
Oh.
Naya's single. So there you go.
Who's
Yeah.
Naya?
She's the new Samoan that's crushing everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nia Jax. She's
Yeah.
a
She's
fierce woman.
beautiful.
Is she?
fierce.
How
She's
old
the
is she?
Rock's cousin.
I might be too old for her. How old is she? I'm 48. How old is she?
That's her.
Yeah.
She's very pretty.
She's
Yeah.
so beautiful.
She was a sturdy woman too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
She
How
can
tall
throw you
is she?
around.
Yeah, I
Real
do.
nice.
I do like that.
You don't mind it?
Yeah, carry me around. I'm a
Yeah.
little guy.
Yeah.
No, but Charlotte, I had like some weird vibes. Nice. It was
What?
nice. Yeah.
Oh, we got
It
to
was
hook 'em
nice.
up.
Weird
Sam.
vibes.
There really
nice.
wasn't. I mean, their vibes were weird, but it
But
But
wasn't
they were
like.
very. No, she was lovely. I thought she was
He
a
was
nice
like
person.
giving her like
I
the
love
good guy, and she
Charlotte.
was like, "What is he doing?"
Yeah.
That was kinda
No,
like
it was just
vibe.
the opposite. I'm like, this is a radio show. That's unprofessional. She was flirting with me. I didn't care for it.
You thought the flirtation was too heavy on her end?
I didn't care for it at all.
I understand.
It's like I'm a person. I'm not an object.
Did you think, Lana, when you started doing Total Divas, like it's always been interesting, I think, with you, because like Lana plays this Russian character
Yeah.
on WWE who's got this like heavy accent, and she had never broken character before the reality show. And so she pops on the reality show, she breaks character, but still with the name, like you're still Lana though.
Yeah.
Not CJ,
Well,
right?
I mean, I go by the name Lana on the show, and but I feel like I'm kind of glad I waited that long because I feel that people took my character seriously, and it would have been just too confusing for our fans to hear me speak perfect English. But I consider myself Russian American because I'm an American, but I grew up in Russia, so I identify to Russians. I went to a Russian school. I never had prom, and
We're in Russia.
Latvia, to be exact. A lot of people think Latvia's Lafayette in Louisiana, so that's why I just say Russia.
No, Latvia. One of the best looking women I ever met was from Latvia.
Really?
Yeah, I think she was a dancer in that movie. She was from Latvia.
Which
Oof.
movie?
The White Chicks Incorporated, that horrible film I did.
yeah.
You should see Lana dance.
Are you a good dancer?
I'm an amazing dancer.
What do you do?
I know.
I do tap. I went to the Gregory Hines School. What do you do? I do tap.
Guess who else
Dude, I
does
didn't-
tap, by the way, that I found out? My stepdad, Johnny Laurinaitis.
No, he doesn't.
You need to get him in tap shoes, Lana.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he did it growing up.
What do you do? What kind of dancing?
Well, I started off with doing ballet. I did ballet. I was like a professional ballerina at 10 years old.
Oh, that's what I wanted to be.
So, yeah, that was just the beginning. And I do everything. I break dance.
Do you break dance?
Yeah.
I try. I'm
You know,
older than you.
I will say Jim does have one thing that he's pretty good at from that world.
Yeah, I'm a big pop locker. Back
Yeah,
in the old
right.
days. Do you remember Beat Street and
course I do.
Breakin'? Those are
Of
great
course.
movies.
We got
Oh,
to
they're
see some of
great
these
movies.
moves.
Do you want a pop lock for the ladies?
No, because I hurt my shoulder. I was fending off someone who had disrespected a young lady.
Excuses.
But you can pop lock?
Oh, yeah.
I could. That's so hard to
If
do.
we could have a dance battle right now.
I'll probably lose. I'll
oh,
concede.
yeah, for sure.
Um,
I would
Defeat?
crush you,
I'll
for sure.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I see a pop lock? I haven't ever seen a. She's a good pop
She's
locker.
pop locking. Oh,
Yeah.
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 I need to stand up, though.
Yeah, see, I can't do it like that. I would always.
There she is. Oh, shit. She's getting the head involved, too.
How do you not make the noise?
What noise?
I'm not a beatboxer.
I have to make
That's
noise.
what you're supposed to do
I
while
am
she's doing
not
it.
a beatboxer.
No. When I pop lock, I do like.
That's so
That's
cool.
actually
Thanks,
really
buddy.
good.
Actually,
I like that.
I
wanna-
kind of think you might have won that. I don't want to insult anybody, but I would give that to
Yeah, you
Jim.
did the flowing thing, which is like pop lock 101. I did the complicated.
Oh, you
With
did
the
the
sounds.
robot?
Yeah. Of course,
Yeah.
the robot.
It's really, really important.
Yeah,
So you were a
okay.
ballerina, you were a break dancer.
Modern dance, contemporary,
This
hip
before you wrestled?
twerking.
Can you twerk?
Of course I can twerk.
This is all before you wrestled.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how did you get involved?
I think that actually is what got me my job because when I did the Diva search, I walked in and I remember Triple H sitting there and all of creative and everyone in Bill DeMont at the time. And I came in with like a dress and high heels and I started speaking Russian. And then I switched to perfect English and they all start smiling. I'm like, oh, perfect. And then I'm like, I can break dance. And they go, do it. And I started break dancing in heels and a skirt. So, yeah.
but
Wow.
they've never
I
used
love
it.
it.
Well, I mean, they use the Russian thing. Stay
Yeah,
tuned.
I
Watch
guess
Monday
so.
Night Raw and Total Divas.
I guess so. I
Yeah,
guess
dancing
so.
it makes you more limber in the ring, probably too.
Yeah.
Like Lynn Swan from the Steelers, for another old man reference, used to take ballet because it would make him a better
It's true.
wide receiver.
Is that right?
Absolutely. Makes you
Wow,
more,
that's amazing. That's
makes you more
smart.
dexterous.
Yeah.
It gives me a lot of places to evolve to.
That's true.
Yes.
You have all these skills that are hidden away.
Can you
Like,
dance
okay.
on your toes? Can you stand on your toes and dance?
Yes.
That looks so. I do that once in a while. I just want to see like.
What?
I don't dance. No, but I'm like it looks.
You're finding out new things.
I had no idea that
All
this
these
was.
things.
Yeah, that's one of the more masculine things I've
Tap.
actually said on this show. But the fact that people can do that, I've stood on my toes for a second. Like, I don't know how anybody dances like this.
Oh.
You try though, like you'll watch it on YouTube and be like, "Oh, I wonder how that feels."
No, it's just one of those things that looks like it's really painful.
Yeah.
it
Have
is
you seen those
painful.
images of
Yeah.
ballerinas when the shoes are off?
My
Oh
feet
yeah,
used to
where
be
their feet are all
Are your
crunched
feet messed up?
Yeah.
My feet are
terrible.
good now, but when I used to do point like 40 hours a week, they
Ugh.
were all blistered and
No,
disgusting.
what
Yeah.
are those? Those aren't lady feet.
That's ballerina feet.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
like this is totally normal. Like all of it would be completely blistered, blister.
Is that what your feet look
Why
like,
are there
Lana?
blisters on the top? You're not
They're
doing
better
anything.
now.
They're better now, though.
Yeah, But when I was doing it, it's just like pain. I don't know. I guess I feel like they say wrestling's not ballet, but the thing is, you go put your body through so much pain in ballet that I think it kind of does makes you more pain tolerant
Really?
for wrestling, and it also builds discipline in you, especially the Russians.
So you would get you would get blisters.
Oh yeah, that's normal. Like all of them would just be bleeding. You just put Band-Aid up and keep going.
Yeah, I mean-
if you don't, someone else is going to get the job, so you better keep pushing through.
Gotta watch your spot. That also translates into WWE, doesn't it? Holding on to your spot.
Oh
Heck
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Goodness.
Did you want to? You haven't really wrestled since what was that last year? WrestleMania.
Bree's last match, her retirement match.
Sad.
Why'd you stop wrestling?
Well, I didn't stop wrestling. I just kept on training, and I want to start wrestling when the time is right. So stay tuned.
But you're just training.
Yeah, I'm training at NXT. I go down there pretty much on all my off days, and then try to do as many NXT shows as possible.
So you're also married to a wrestler who is Rusev, but we found out about it on TMZ. Was that difficult because like your characters on the WWE's TV show, not married?
Yeah.
But then TMZ posts this photo, which I mean maybe the WWE knew about. I don't know. Where you guys are together and now you're married. So now the audience is like super confused because they're like, wait, but I saw them on TMZ married.
Yeah.
What was that? Was that difficult to kind of figure out how to deal with?
I mean, I think what was difficult is that all of a sudden the story ended, but I mean, what are you going to do? You just have to take it and be like, okay, I mean, I'm not the director. Vince McMahon's the director, and he makes the shots. So whatever he decides, I go, okay, great, thank you for the opportunity, and I make the most of it.
Oh yeah. So that do they see that on TMZ and go, we're gonna go in the opposite direction then if that's on TMZ kind of?
I mean, I was injured, so I wasn't even there at the time. But I think he just said he wanted to make a story out of that.
I see.
What does your Russian accent sound like?
You try to dance, but you're really bad. And you can't pop or lock or break dance. You're full of... I'm not even going to say that word because I'm a lady. But yes.
The worst is when
You're
someone
so
does
American.
a voice. The worst is when someone does a voice and then just tells you what they wanted to say 10 minutes ago.
Yes, exactly.
You're a piece of shit radio host. Kill yourself.
But it's in character. It's fine.
So it makes
It's
it
in-
okay.
Right. It's just in character.
I love it. I love being a bad guy. It's so much fun.
A friend of mine I hung out with yesterday, and she speaks Russian. She's from, I think, Moscow or St. Petersburg or wherever, and it's just a very difficult language. It doesn't sound like a compassionate language, even though I'm sure it is. It doesn't sound like people... It's hard to sound like anybody is really sweet in that language.
Totally. It's not
Right.
French or Italian.
No.
No.
It sounds
Well,
like
it's
a harsher-
actually the hardest language in the world, right after Chinese and Japanese. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Way
okay.
harder than English. You stupid
Somebody,
Americans.
somebody, Russian people too. Somebody sent me a YouTube clip of myself doing stand-up, but they had Russian dubbed over it. But Russian, they said a lot of times we'll just talk over the audio. It's not like a dub in. It's just a voiceover.
Oh, yeah, totally. You can actually hear. It's really funny because that's kind of how I started learning Russian when I was 7. Because I would watch TV and I could hear the English, and then they just dub over it, and it's just one voice the whole time, like a man's voice.
She
or
said
a
you hear
woman.
things. She said you hear things with almost 2 ears, like
Yes.
because you can hear the underlying Russian and you hear the American over it, but
Wow.
or under it. But it was so weird to hear myself, and I could hear my voice under it. But then this Russian, I guess they don't want to. They want the laughs or whatever to be there.
Yeah.
But it was weird.
Yeah.
Very popular in Russia.
It's just the budget.
Are you?
Very.
Wow.
I'm a sensation.
Yeah. Do you have to worry though? Like, how do you know that that the jokes are actually being said properly.
I hope they're not. I hope they're being fixed.
Yeah. So
they're
they
being-
have to keep the laughs in.
Yeah, I hope they're being improved upon.
Fixing all your punchlines.
Yeah.
It would be funny if he was translating my jokes wrong.
Yeah.
And just humiliating me.
Yeah, just doing it himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a whole
He's
business
like this
there.
guy. He
Yeah.
thought this was a funny one.
Do you know when you're going to get married yet?
No.
I don't.
No, I-
yeah.
Jen, you're not-
I'm taking it like, of course. I mean, I've already like been scrolling through my iPhone, like, oh, I like this date or I like this date. I'm like, John, so what do you think about the spring or the fall? And he's like, just take it all in right now. And so I'm like, okay, I need to do that. Just enjoy. All my girlfriend says it takes about 3 days till it finally feels real. So today's pretty much the third day.
Does it feel real?
Not yet. I'm still in shock.
Yeah.
You know?
So amazing.
Well, look at
Yeah.
that ring.
I know. It's beautiful.
It's gigantic.
It is.
Yeah.
Like our love.
Yeah, and my wife noticed too. She was like, "Oh my God, it says Tiffany on the inside of the box." Like she was watching the WrestleMania thing.
So does your wife
No.
realize that she married on the wrong side of the wrestling industry?
Oh.
Are you gonna? Do you think you have a giant wedding?
You know, I think, you know, as you get older, like when you're younger, you want to have this big wedding. You think of it as this big party. But I think I just kind of want to keep mine intimate. Like
Right.
have good friends and family. I mean, but my Italian side, that makes it probably the guest count already at 150. So I want it to be intimate.
Yeah.
I want it to be fun. And most importantly, I don't want John to have to worry about people wanting autographs or photos or worrying about people taking photos of him. I want it to be his one night that he could just be normal.
Around
and be
family
a
and
human.
comfortable.
Exactly.
Right.
So the point here's what Sam was asking.
Well, because it could be like a work thing too, like where
Oh, like you want to
invite-
see me get married at SummerSlam? Because I've been seeing that a lot.
No, but will Sam be invited to the wedding? That's basically.
Oh, that's actually I didn't even think of that. But I guess now
Well,
that Jim asked-
Sam is kind of in the wrestling world. I
Yeah.
mean, he's a big fan.
I mean,
That's-
kind of.
I
I'm
will-
there.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
is. He's
yeah.
there. You know.
Those photos. He showed me
I'll
some cool
think
photos of
about
John
it.
too that he didn't even know you took.
Yeah. I'll think about it. It was funny because when John and I were walking to the bus after we ran into Big Show, and he's like, I better be invited. And he had to like tell us like 4 times. And John's like, all right, man. But, you know, I'm going to have to think about it.
She's going to think about it. But I think it's probably looking towards favorable for
I've
me.
never heard. She was actually more complimentary to my pop locking than she was receptive to your wedding invitation.
No,
You're
I
not
love
going.
Sam.
Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, I
love
like Sam
Thank
too. You're not going to the wedding.
Well, we'll see.
You're
I
not
will-
going.
Then I'll have to watch it on Total Divas. Total Divas, by the way.
Or Total Bellas.
Oh,
But
that's
Total
right.
Divas, yes.
Total Divas is back tonight
Yes.
at 9
Yes.
p.m. on E. We have to let you guys go to your next interview.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for having us. And
You're
yes,
welcome.
tune in
Yes.
tonight. You're going to see a Bulgarian wedding this season, by the way.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
And my comeback at
wild.
SummerSlam. So there's a lot of exciting stuff
Yes.
this season.
I'll be watching.
I hope
Okay,
I
good.
got
I'm
to the
always
bottom of
watching.
some things. The wrestling fans were annoyed that I don't know a lot about wrestling, so I hope
They
I
do.
ask good
They're
basic
like,
questions.
I hope you pop locks and get stuck in it.
So happy. I hope I annoyed all of them.